students, this is your video on how to do your final project and a bunch of stuff that we didn't go over in class. So your final project is here. If you go to assignments, here is the brief. You're going to do a little packaging design for a drinks company. And if you want to know a little bit about the company, it's here. Down here, these are the deliverables for your final project. When I finish this video, it will go here, but you're already watching it, so, you know, whatever. You're going to, the logo is down here. It's also in the class files. I will show it to you. So read this. You're going to be using their logo. You're going to do 3 designs, one for gin and tonic, one for Aperol Spritz, and one for Mojito. You're going to need to pick a color for each flavor and then design a pattern for each one. And I'm going to use folder groups to keep them organized, and I'll show you how to do that. You will then export each pattern and show the mock-up on the cans. You're going to show your final work as a multi-page PDF that shows each of the flat designs and the final mock-up. So that's that. If you go to Files and you go to week 9, here is a file that has the stuff in it that you need to do this project. I'm going to minimize this. And this is that file. So in that file that you're going to download, you're going to have the 3-can mock-up, which is going to look like no preview there. It's going to look like this. I'm going to walk you through how to put your designs on there. And here is the logo right here. Now, as you know, when you're starting to design a project and you're going to use a mock-up, you need to know what size it should be. And you're going to have a mock-up for each one of these. One of these is going to be Aperol, one of it's going to be Mojito, and one of them is going to be gin and tonic. And if you double click on the little corner of the smart object, here is the size that you're going to be mocking up. In order to help you, and since I'm going to go through this with you, I have already created that file for you. It's right here, so this is where you start. Okay. Actually, you're going to start by thinking of some ideas for your design and for your pattern. And since you already have the logo, you'll just be building a pattern for each one with the logo and the name of the beverage, and then you're going to be showing it on this mock-up. Okay, so let's open up this file right here, and this is where we start. This is the size of the can, and so I am going to show you. I'm going to make 3 patterns. Now the patterns that I'm going to make are going to be very, very simple, in order that this video is not super long. I want you to do design work for this project. So I am basically not even really going to be making a design. I'm going to be making a pattern and putting the logo on here, but try to make some cool patterns for your final project. So we already have this sitting here, right? So I'm going to do Aperol Spritz first. Now, to pick colors, okay, you can either pick colors on Adobe Color. That works really, really well. I would not pick them randomly opening this because it's really difficult to pick colors out of here and have them look cohesive. If you open your swatches from window, if you go down here and you open swatches, you'll find that Adobe comes with some pre-made swatches. You have a pastel, you have one that's light, pure. I don't even know what that means. I guess they're like pure colors, not toned. There's pale. It's kind of earth tones. I'm going to go with pastel, but put a little bit more time into perhaps picking your colors. I'm going to pick this orangey one for Aperol. I'm going to pick blue, this one for the gin and tonic, because juniper berries are kind of blue. And then I'm going to pick this one over here for the Mojito. Okay. So you can either, now to make a pattern, okay, to make a pattern, you need individual graphics. You could do that. You could also use the brush tool. Okay, so you could do either one of them. So, so how does that work? Okay, so in order to make a pattern, I need individual either graphics, or I can use the brush tool, or I can use, it has to be, so I can, place them around at different sizes. A couple ways that you could do this. You could get a picture and isolate something out of it. So what I could do is I could go to Unsplash, and I could download this. I could download some oranges. Now, this one is not free, so let's find a free one. I think I definitely want some slices. Now, Aperol's bitter orange, and I'm kind of liking this because I like this one right here. So I'm going to download that. Okay, so I have some oranges that I can isolate an orange in to make a pattern out of. Okay, that's one thing. Another thing that I could do, and I don't recommend you doing this, but I did want to show this to you for other projects, is that if you're in a pinch, you can go to Creative Market. They sell collections of things, and this could be very, very, very useful. And a lot of their collections are not too expensive. So this is a collection of cartoon characters, but the thing is they're not just like characters that are made. So if you come in here, like, this is what you get for your big $21. You get a collection of faces, you get a collection, two collections of faces, some feet, some little hands, right? And what you can do with them, and it's funny because somebody actually did it, is you can see the Aperol Spritz glass right there. So they're just helpful when you are in a pinch and you're making stuff and you need a collection of things. And I can't really stress that enough. So we have, like, for example, a vegetable pack, right? Sometimes, like, you don't have time to do an illustration, or you're not an illustrator. And so I have used these. So, and some of them, like this Food Friends, right, is $10. And so with this $10, you get all of these little Food Friends that, you could use for a project. We're not going to use these for this, but I just wanted to point it out just for if you need another project or something like that. Another way you could do this, as I mentioned, is with Photoshop brushes. This site is called Brusheezy, and if you type in Photoshop free or put Creative Commons here, it'll show you all the free ones. And we don't have to get really literal, like the first one with the orange for an Aperol Spritz. I mean, I guess you could. Or you could do something like this, and I'm going to grab these brushes. They're these halftone brushes, right? So I'm going to download this brush pack, or try to anyway. It's going to make me wait for these, and that's fine. So as we're waiting for these brushes to download, and I hope they do, I'm going to open up the orange. Okay, down here I'm going to open up my downloads folder. Okay, and let's go to downloads. Okay, perfect. And let's minimize this guy down here, and I have two things in here. Okay, I have my oranges for my project. Okay, this is my project folder, and I also should have, here's my brushes. Okay, put those in here too. Okay, open this up, and I'm going to unzip my brushes. So here are my brush file. I'm going to delete this, and I also have my oranges. Okay, let's start with the oranges to make a pattern. So I am going to drop this into Photoshop. Okay, it's going to be over here. I'm going to blow this up a tiny little bit, and I'm going to look for one that doesn't have a shadow over it, because I want to make a pattern with it, right? This one is nice. It doesn't have anything over it. It looks pretty nice, right? So I think that one is a good one. I'm going to right click on the quick select tool up here and I'm going to click on the inside a couple times. Now I'm going to click on the white. I'm just kind of clicking around a little bit here. And then right here I have my my selection. So what I'm going to do is unlock this. I'm going to mask it. Okay, and then here is my singular piece. Now I don't this is going to be a really big file if I use this just for this little guy, so I am going to crop it. And I'm going to save it as something else so that I don't hurt the original in case I want to go back and find another one. Okay. And I'm going to call this as orange. And again, I'm going to save this in, this is my little folder. Okay, so I have an orange here. Okay, perfect. I'm going to close that. Okay, and now we're back to here. Okay, so how do we make a little pattern on here? Okay, the first thing that I'm going to do is I want a nice background to work on. So I'm going to go down here and I'm going to go to solid color. I am going to pick white, which is 6Fs. Okay. And now I'm going to be making my little pattern. So what I could do first is I could make a little pattern with a bunch of oranges on it. Now you need a repeating pattern, and the way that this works is if you go to view, you can turn on something called pattern preview, and it's going to look like this. And what's going to happen is let's place that orange in, file, place embedded. Okay, let's find our orange. Okay, it's going to show you the pattern. So if I put an orange in here and say I go to option and drag it, and then this one, Command T, it's going to be really big. And then I'm going to option drag this one, and let's make this one really small. And what's going to happen here is it's going to be a repeat pattern. Now, if I turn off pattern preview, it's going to show me, you know, what the pattern looks like. And what happens is when you tile it, it will tile seamlessly so that, you know, it'll be tiled seamlessly. So let's go back to view. Let's go to pattern preview. Okay. Okay, let's turn off this. I saw something that wasn't how it should be. Okay, so one thing I'm noticing is I should have this part of the orange should be over here, right? So let me try something here. Hey guys, I had to take a little bit of a break because when I turned off the when I went and turned off pattern preview, everything went away and I was like, what? And this is where, I mean, like Photoshop, man. So, you know, you got to Google some things. They changed things. And what they changed here is that essentially, because I've been duplicating these, it's the same smart object. And so the only way to get around this is to rasterize these. Remember, like, you know, you work in a smart object until you have to. And so if I go and I right click all these and I rasterize them, what's going to happen now is that when I turn off the pattern preview, it's all going to stay. And you can see that like this bottom one is up here. So it's a seamless pattern. Okay. Now, as far as the logo goes, let's place the logo in. Let's see, place embedded. The logo is, where's the logo? I think the logo is on the desktop in your files. So this is the packaging design project. Yep. And let's grab the logo. Let's place that on. And here's the logo here. Okay. And I also need to write the name of it, Aperol Spritz. I'm going to move this to the very front. I can't really see this. One thing I could do if I wanted to see this a little bit better is I could make a shape, and I could put in that shape, I could fill it with white, and then I could drop the transparency down a little bit, you know, like that, and then I could put the logo on top of it like that, and that could be one pattern. Okay, so that could be one pattern. This is your design time. Okay, I'm just doing like examples to kind of show you. Okay, so do not redo this or whatever. It's your design. One thing I'm noticing before I move on though is, let me go to properties, is that this has a little 1 pixel stroke on it. So if I go back to the shape layer, I can see that the stroke is on, and I do not want a stroke, and that's going to get rid of that. Okay, so let's do another one. Now, I would normally want to make another, perhaps artboard here, but the pattern preview does not work well with artboards, or actually does not actually work at all. So there's a couple ways that I could do this. One of the ways that I can do this is that I can grab all of these from here all the way, shift click all the way down here, and I could put all of these in a folder. So I've highlighted all this, and I'm going to put them in a folder, and then I can name this folder, and I can call it, you know, like Aperol. Okay, so that's my first design, and I can turn it off. And then I can go down here and I can start over and do my next design. So I'm going to go down here, I'm going to put solid color. Let's do white again. And again, I'm not really, you know, I'm not putting a lot of time here in design. I am more just showing you how to make patterns. So for this pattern, I'm going to use my brush set that I downloaded. Okay, so I have my layer here. I'm going to go to my brushes, which are right here, and I need to import that brush set. So I am going to go up here, I'm going to go to my little gear cog, and I'm going to say import brushes. And I know that they are in my folder. Let's see. Desktop, and I always forget which folder I'm working out of. It's terrible. Packaging design, no, that's your folder. Let's see. Near. This one? No, I have too many. This one. Here's my brushes. I'm gonna grab them, open, and let's, for this one, let's do a different one. Now, you don't want to do, you know, 3 totally different designs. It's a brand, and so whatever you're going to go with for the cans, they should, you know, there should have some unity here. So if you're going to do real fruit and make a design with real fruit, do real fruit for all of them. If you're going to use weird brushes, then use weird brushes for all of them. Here's the ones that I just imported. They're right here. I can make this a little bit bigger. Okay. And you have all of these kind of little starry shapes. Now the brush is like making the no sign because I'm on this layer right here. So I need to make a new blank layer right here, and that way I can paint on it. And since this is going to be the mojito, I'm going to want to paint on it with a nice green color. So I'm going to pick out that green color. This is in the foreground. I'm going to go back to my brushes up here, and not that one here, this one. And these are the ones I just grabbed. So let's just grab one of these, okay, like this, and double click it, and it's going to give me a preview. I'm going to use my brackets here, okay. And here's one brush stroke. Okay, now I want to make a pattern, so I'm going to go to view, and I'm going to go to pattern preview. And now this is a really easy way to do it because I can make a pattern just by using the bracket keys to make this bigger, to make it a lot smaller, make it sort of moderately bigger again, and maybe a little bit. And be sure to put them on the edges. If you don't put stuff on the edges, it looks like a tile or something like that. And also you can really, with brushes, you can really see, much more how the pattern is made. And you can see places that you need some pattern, like right there perhaps, and let's do a different size here, maybe like there, and another kind of and make sure that you really vary the sizes of stuff. Okay. And this is why I don't do design stuff a lot when I'm making these videos, because otherwise I just get fascinated doing the design. I'm not really teaching. So this would be a great set because I have this brush I can use for one flavor, another brush for another flavor, another for another flavor. See what I'm saying? Okay, that looks good. Now, I'm not liking the white background, even though I said I'm not really doing design. I sort of am. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go here. And I'm looking at this in saturation. Okay, so there's brightness and saturation, and these are the same color, just shown differently. So now hue is changing the hue, which is a different color. I don't want that. So I'm going to go back to saturation, and I want the background to be even. I could go two ways. I could do it more highly saturated or lower. And I think I'm going to go lower, like like that. Okay. And then I'm going to copy this code down here, Command C, click OK. I'm going to double click this, paste my code in there, click on. Now I don't like it. So while I'm here, I could try some other stuff. I don't like that because it's gray, right? Let's go into brightness. Maybe I could bring the brightness down, something like that. Or I could, no, definitely not that. Okay, let's do this. So these two, saturation and brightness, these are your friends. The thing with saturation is that when you desaturate something, it becomes gray. And I was not liking that at all. But I'm going to go with this just because for time's sake, right? And this is my second pattern. And I'm going to say, oh, I kind of like that. Okay, that's fine. So I'm going to go into view, and I'm going to say no pattern preview. And I need to put my logo on here. So I'm going to go file, and I'm going to place embedded. And here's my logo. And I'm going to place it. And I also need to add the flavor of Mojito. Okay, I'm not going to do that though, because you're going to design this. Okay, now the other thing here is that you need the logo in the same place on all three of the flavors, right? So just had a thought, and I'm going to put this down, and then I'm going to delete it, okay, from there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into this folder over here. I'm going to take this logo, okay, this logo right here. I'm going to take it, and I'm going to take it out of that folder, and I'm going to put it up on top here. Okay. And now I can go like this. I can turn off this folder. Now, what this means is this logo is outside of a folder. So it's just going to stay here. I can just turn it on and off, right? So we have Aperol. Now, let's say this is my design for, and I would also have in here like the flavor, the text with the flavor. I'm going to shift click this, and I'm going to put this in a folder down here, and I'm going to name it Mojito. Okay. And what's nice about this is when I'm exporting these, right, I'm going to export this one, right, like this. It's going to be the Mojito one. Turn this off, turn this on, and I can export the Aperol one. Okay, so you get how that works, right? And because the logo is staying in the exact same spot, then then I don't have to worry about it. Another thing, that if you want to have the flavors in the exact same spot, what you can do is you can put the flavors outside of the folders. So for example, if I was going to write, let's say that I was going to do here, I was going to write Aperol. Okay. And let's go here. And I'm not going to be creative with this. You guys be creative with it. I'm going to just type it in here like that. Right. Okay, and I can't really see it, so I'm going to do the same thing I did and cheat, put a little like white background there, and I'm also going to turn the stroke off. Okay, and I just move this behind there, and also I'm going to take down the like that. Okay, so and I'm going to leave these all in the same spot. I'm going to leave this rectangle in the same spot. And for the other flavors, I could just duplicate this. I could go Command J. And then this one is going to be Mojito. Okay. And then my third one. And then as I'm exporting them, I can just turn them on and off. So you see how I'm like building all of my labels on one file. Okay, so we have one more to go. It's gin and tonic. I'm not going to do the gin and tonic one. I think you guys get it. I'm going to export these and show you how to put them on the cans when I come back. I mean, I won't be coming back to you guys, but I'm going to go get a glass of water. Okay, and we are in the home stretch. So, exporting these. Basically, you know, you want to see what you want to see. I've got my Aperol text on, looks good, and I'm going to export it. Okay, so I'm going to go to File, Export. I'm going to export as a PNG. I have mine, whatever you exported before, it'll always be the same, and I typically always do PNG, so I'm going to do that again. And I'm going to go to my project. Okay. It's the video. Okay, here we go. Right. And I usually, when I'm exporting the final ones, I make a new folder. And it could be like post, or this one is for the mock-up, because these are the finals. Create. If I put 2 dashes in front of it, it'll be stuck to the top. This one is Aperol. Okay. Save. Let's turn Mojito on, Aperol off. Aperol off, Mojito on. Okay. File. Export. Quick export. This is Mojito. Okay, sounds good. Mock-up, okay, fine. And you guys will have 3. And they'll all match. Mine do not match, but that's fine. And now the next thing I need is my mock-up. So let's open up mock-up, Command O for open. And here is the 3-can mock-up right here. I'm going to open that up. And now what do we have here? So water drops. This allows you to have let's see the highlights and the water drops that are there. Usually with these mock-ups, I did not make this, I downloaded it, and you can kind of see with the color where you put your files. So let's do it. It's pretty easy. Double click this. Okay, File, Place Embedded. You guys know this well, right? And then where's my video folder? Man, at first, it's right there. There it is. Okay. God. Mockup. Aperol. Place. Hit return. Okay. Close it. Save it. Let's do can 2. Now can 2, I think, is this back one. So let's do can 3. See it better. Double click. File. Place embedded. Mojito. Place. Return. Close. Save. And the background color, I mean, you could make it anything you want. Let's make it white. And there you go. And then you'll have a different one. And what you're going to make for me is you're going to make me a file, and the file is going to have each one of the 3 designs and then it on the cans, right? So I am going to export this also as a PNG, right? Okay, 3 can. I'm missing one, but I don't care. Now you can make your PDFs in a myriad of different ways. You can use Adobe Acrobat. That's fine. I kind of like to use. Let me open Google. I really like Google Slides. So I really do. I use them. I use it for a lot. But you know, and the reason I like Google Slides is I can kind of lay them out, right? So let's see. So slides right here. Okay. And I'm gonna see. You can tell I use them for a lot of different things. So I am going to go to slides, and I'm gonna start a new one, and then I'm gonna get. I don't need these guys right here, and I get rid of these. Okay, and then I can insert a couple images, upload from computer, and of course I only have 2. Okay, can I do more than one? I can. Okay, and then I would have a 3rd one over here, right? And then I'm going to add a new slide. Okay, and I'm going to go to insert image, upload from computer, and then here's my 3 cans. Go, and then I'm going to move it over, and you'll see when it's in the middle like that. Okay, multi-page, and then to save it, file, download, PDF. Okay, downloaded it. So I can open up my downloads folder and go to downloads, and here is, it's unnamed, right? So I'm gonna move this over. Let's put this in my working folder right here. Okay, let's minimize this. Let's go in here, and this would be my final thing that I would submit for the project. It has each design, and also it has the final design in the mock-up. Again, make them match. If you're using fruit, then this should be limes and, I don't know, juniper berries perhaps, or some like pine or something, I don't know. Or then if I was using something random, I would have another different brush, and you know, you guys get it, right? You can change the color of the logo if you want to. The one thing about that, and I will show you just in case anybody has the skills, you change that in Illustrator. So, and you don't have to. But if you know Illustrator, you could, you would just double click this. Actually no, because it's an EPS, so you'd have to open it in Illustrator and then change the color. If you know how to do that, that's cool. I'm not gonna go into it and get confusing or something like that. Another way you could change this color, by the way, if you wanted to, is you could go into the adjustment files, right? And you could put on a let's see, what is it? Color, selective color, gradient map, color lookup. Where is it? You could put a color layer over it, and you could use a clipping mask to do that. So I might come back with a little secondary video on how to do that. Okay, anyway, that's how to do your project for what it's worth, like the whole thing from start to finish. I'm gonna maybe come back with another video, a video on how to change this, but it's not necessary. Okay, see you later, bye. I actually decided to put this in this video because it's actually a very good review. So, do you guys remember clipping masks? Remember how you could clip a layer, you could do a masking of a layer, but not with black and white, but with actual pixel data on the layer. So this this logo, right? This is you know, this is data on a layer, right? So we could do a clipping mask. And how would you do that? You would create a layer. In this case, we're going to do a solid color. I'm going to choose I don't know, let's just choose a blue. It doesn't matter. Okay. And now the fill color is on top of the layer. You can't see the layer anymore. It's right here. If I turn it off, there's a layer. Here's a layer right here. Do you guys remember this? You hold down Option and you just move the cursor between. And when you see this, you can click. And now it makes the layer look, the logo look like it's blue. And if you remember, this is a clipping mask. Again, you don't have to change the logo color if you don't want to. It's just if you do, that's how you do it. Okay, bye.